I'm 82 years old. Most mornings I wake up before the sun, not because I need to, but because sleep doesn't hold me the way it used to. The house is quiet then, too quiet. That's usually when the thought comes back to me, the one I spent years pushing aside. I finally understand why my children drifted away. I'm not saying that as a complaint. I'm saying it as a fact, like noticing the weather has changed and knowing it won't be warm again this season. I don't have much time left. I can feel that in my bones, in the way my breath shortens when I climb the stairs, in the way names slip just out of reach. I'm telling this now because there's no point protecting myself anymore. Whatever damage pride could do has already been done. These days, my children are voices more than people. A call on a birthday, a message through someone else. Sometimes nothing at all. I don't blame them anymore. That took a long time. For years I told myself we were just busy people who loved each other from a distance. I said that's how modern life worked. I said they had their own families, their own pressures. I said I didn't want to be a burden. All of that was partly true, but it wasn't the whole truth. The whole truth is harder. The whole truth is quieter. When I look back now, I don't see one big mistake. I see thousands of small choices that felt reasonable at the time, sensible even. Choices a responsible adult makes, choices a parent makes when they believe providing is the same as being present. I grew up believing love was shown through work. My father didn't talk much, neither did his father. Men in our family kept their heads down and their hands busy. If you paid the bills and kept food on the table, you were doing your job. Anything else was extra. When I was in my 20s, I married young. We had children not long after. I worked long hours. That wasn't unusual then. Everyone I knew was doing the same. I left early in the morning and came home tired. I told myself I'd make it up to them on the weekends. Weekends came and went. I remember coming home and seeing toys on the floor, drawings taped to the fridge. I remember nodding, smiling, patting the head as I walked past. I was there, technically. I just wasn't available. My mind stayed at work, or on what needed fixing, or on how tired I was. When my children talked, I listened just enough to respond, not enough to understand. I corrected them more than I asked them questions. I thought I was teaching them how to be strong. I didn't notice when they stopped trying to get my attention. That kind of thing doesn't announce itself. It just fades. As they got older, they learned which parts of themselves were welcome and which weren't. Feelings made me uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do with tears or anger or silence, so I avoided them. I joked. I changed the subject. I offered solutions when what they wanted was to be heard. At the time, I thought I was helping. I missed things. Not the big things everyone remembers to mention, but the smaller ones. A school play I skipped because I was exhausted. A conversation postponed because I needed quiet. A question answered too quickly so I could get back to the newspaper. I always believed there would be time later, when work slowed down, when they were older, when things were easier. Time has a way of slipping past you when you keep postponing it. By the time I realized something was off, they were already grown, already forming their own lives, their own ways of handling closeness. They didn't come to me with problems. They didn't argue with me. I mistook that for peace. It wasn't peace. It was distance. I remember one holiday, everyone sitting around the table, laughter that didn't include me, conversations I couldn't quite enter. I felt like a guest in my own family and couldn't understand why. I'd done everything right, hadn't I? I worked hard. I stayed. I didn't leave. What I didn't do was show them who I was, or let them show me who they were becoming. The cost of that didn't show up all at once. It showed up slowly, like rust. Phone calls became shorter, visits less frequent. I told myself not to take it personally. I told myself this is how children are. Then my wife got sick. Illness has a way of stripping away distractions. Sitting in hospital rooms, listening to machines hum, I saw how little we had practiced talking about real things. She was better at it than I was. Always had been. She'd built bridges I never crossed. When she died, the silence became unbearable. I expected my children to fill it. That was unfair of me, but I didn't know that yet. They came, of course. They did what they could, but I could feel the limits. Their care had boundaries, not cold ones, careful ones. They checked on me, but they didn't lean on me. They didn't need me the way I thought parents were needed forever. After the funeral, life settled into something smaller. Days measured by meals and medications, weeks by trash pickup and doctor appointments. The phone stayed quiet. That's when the clarity came. Not like a sudden realization, but like a slow acceptance. I started replaying moments, not to torture myself, but because there was nothing else to do. I saw myself brushing off a question. I heard my own voice, dismissive without meaning to be. I noticed how often I chose being right over being kind, how often I chose comfort over connection. I realized my children didn't drift away suddenly. They adapted. They learned how to live without expecting too much from me. That understanding hurt more than anger ever could. There are things I can't fix now. Apologies don't rebuild habits formed over decades. You can't suddenly become someone safe when you spent a lifetime being distant. I've tried to say what I can. I've written letters that may never be read the way I intend them to be. I don't expect forgiveness. That word feels too neat, too final. What I wish for is understanding. For myself, mostly, I see now that love isn't proven by endurance alone. It's proven by attention, by staying when it's uncomfortable, by listening when you'd rather talk, by showing up not just physically, but emotionally. I didn't know how to do that. No one taught me, but not knowing didn't protect the people I loved from the effect. If you're listening to this and you're younger, I won't tell you what to do. I don't believe in instructions anymore. Life is messier than that. I'll only tell you what I wish I had understood sooner. The moments that feel small are not small. The conversations you postpone don't wait patiently. People adjust to your absence, even when you're in the room. Children don't stop needing you because they grow up. They stop asking when they learn not to expect an answer. If this meant something to you, you don't need to do anything about it right away. Just notice. Notice who you're quiet with. Notice what you avoid. As for me, I'm learning to live with what is, not what could have been. Some evenings, the loneliness still surprises me. Other times, I feel a strange peace in finally telling the truth. I don't have many years left. That's okay. I use the time I have now to be as honest as I can be, even if it's late, even if it only changes me. When the house is quiet in the morning, I sit with my coffee and let the memories come. I don't push them away anymore. They're part of me, all of them. This is not a story about blame. It's a story about seeing clearly at the end of the road. And accepting that clarity, even when it arrives too late, is still worth having.